After Opie and Anthony Live. Here's your host, Sam Roberts.
Welcome. You out there. I'm speaking directly to you. You're with me on After Opie and Anthony Live. And Jim is here too.
Yes.
You know, after the show, Opie was asking about Denny, and he goes, I'm starting to think, Denny's aware of what he's saying, obviously, and he's kind of aware of the bit. And he was saying he thinks that Denny probably put the sheet together of, like, tips for jocks just for the bit. And I told him, absolutely not. Like, when I started doing stuff on Hits 1, they gave me a sheet exactly like that. I threw it in the garbage. I didn't put it in plastic and put it in a binder. But that's it. Those are the instructions that they really still give to DJs.
Yeah, I don't think you get anywhere listening to those, to be very honest with you.
And it's so weird because, like, it's a breakdown of all the instructions that every DJ has done for the last 50 years, but then it also says, be original. Don't sound like everybody else. And you're like, but there's nothing original or unpredictable about any of the instructions on this page.
They're all shit. You got to be yourself. I think then again, Wolfman Jack, but he was himself, his own personality.
Yeah.
I just don't like radio voices, and I don't like the sanitized news, the way they all sound accentless.
And when we were watching, it's the same concept like when we were watching the Dick Cavett show. Right. How there was something refreshing about seeing him act like a human being on television and seeing the weird pauses and the sort of stumbles and
the imperfections.
Things not working. Yeah, it reminds you like, oh, that's a human being that I can relate to.
Yeah, and it makes it comfortable to watch. Like, and again, Mike Douglas was I watched an uncomfortable interview with him and the Jackson 5 recently, maybe 2 months ago. I watched it, and they're all young kids.
It's so funny that you go home and just go on YouTube and watch old talk show clips.
Sometimes I do. Yeah. There's one Mike Douglas clip I really love, and it's Richard Pryor, because he would be on a lot, and someone from his. I think it was like November 25th of '74. I'm trying to get the whole episode because I saw the moment where his school teacher, his childhood teacher, came on, and he was crying when I think that he wasn't expecting her, so they kind of brought her on to surprise Pryor, and it really caught him off guard. And then later is when he had that famous Milton Berle fight
with Pryor. Was that his grandma possibly?
No. Her name was. Not Miss Rudolph. I forget the teacher's name.
Because I think I remember seeing that clip somewhere.
It was not his grandmother. It was maybe his teacher when he did, I think, Rumpelstiltskin when he was a kid. I know her name because I've Googled her to see if I could find the clip. But
it seemed like a real, like, genuine surprise.
Oh, God,
reaction.
It absolutely was.
And they kind of sat there in this kind of weirdness but realness that was good.
Yeah, Mike brought it, and Dick Cavett talked about this on the show yesterday, or in the dressing room, when Mike Douglas would have guest hosts.
Yeah,
he would. One time he had if you were a guest host of Mike Douglas, you were allowed to pick your co-host, and Sly from Sly and the Family Stone would be there a lot. And he picked Ali.
Wow.
And Sly would look like he was high and drunk, and Ali was really irritated, and he thought that he was kind of Uncle Tomming it up, and
I think I've seen that clip.
Yeah, for dancing for white folks, and and Ali. I think Ali liked him, but it was just it's like it's like watching a good friend make an asshole out of himself.
And part of that is like trying to make sure you maintain everybody's attention because there's so much to do now. You don't want anybody. There's 150 channels, and then you could also just turn off your TV and watch something on your iPad, and or just do nothing, whatever. Whereas before it was like, once you had your channel on, you kind of leave it on that channel. Yeah. But it's also, you wouldn't see a moment like that because you wouldn't have Ali calling Sly an Uncle Tom on the Tonight Show.
I don't know
or
if
something.
he said that word, but he was saying we can't be clowning like this, And he's like,
but even that kind of racial discussion wouldn't happen on network television
because they're afraid of the complaints. Like, it's amazing to me how a few complaints override an amazingly real moment, and I don't get it. I'm not in that business, but they figured out how to make a lot of money too. So It's easy to go they're shitty and they're dumb, but they make a lot of money.
And maybe the general public wants everything to be polished and easy and digestible, and Nothing to worry about. I turn on the TV because I have a stressful enough day. Nothing to worry about anymore.
Because I want to do a talk show. That's my goal, like a video one, like a visual talk show. 'Cause I love interviewing people. I always have fun when we do it here. And but I don't want it to be perfect.
Would you just do an interview show, or would you do a full-on talk
It would be,
show?
I don't know how long it would be, somewhere between 4 to 7 minutes. No, I want to do interviews, but I want to do a monologue and also sketches that I film, pre-shot sketches. Yeah, and like, you know, people, that kind of a combination of the fun we have in here, like fucking with each other and having our friends in, and a talk show, but you know, not on a real network. I should say real. I'm not on like
like maybe a cable channel.
Yeah, because there's a lot more pressure for time and language.
It'd be great if you could kind of be the first person to do something like that just on Netflix or on Hulu, and it gets uploaded that day. You know what I mean?
They wouldn't want me.
Why?
Because I'm not big enough. Netflix now, everybody is going to them.
But don't you think if it was like, this is our first daily show, it's 5 days a week, because they're not going to get...
I want a weekly one. I would start weekly. Like Kamau Bell started weekly, now he's going daily.
Oh, they're putting him on daily?
Yes.
That's huge.
It's very big.
For him.
And I don't think I'm ready to do a daily show. I'd rather get my feet wet in a weekly one.
I would think that's a
healthier
way to start.
Once a week.
Just go in. No, I'm ready to go every day. Weekends too.
But Netflix would have no interest in me because, again, they have Kevin Spacey. They have their pick of everyone right now. Because all these fucking movie stars are doing TV. Like Cheadle and all these guys are doing television now.
I bet Hulu would do it.
I don't know if they'd use me, though. They might do it with someone else, someone who's more network friendly. But again, these are not people that necessarily want to do it with Jim Norton.
So you're looking at someplace like an FX type channel or whatever.
What if you shot the pilot yourself?
Well, that's what Bob Kelly keeps telling me to do, but I have to find the right place to do it. And
well, I mean, look, you're going to the Gathering of the Juggalos. Unfortunately, I'm not going with you because Troy's not here, and you know it didn't work and Eroc's got plans this weekend. So beyond that, it doesn't really work. But you know, you look at what the ICP did. And they just kind of did stuff themselves and waited for something to work. And then eventually somebody said, oh, you know, they're doing this themselves. We can capitalize on this. And that's what Fuse did. They were like, oh, look at all this. Everybody talks about the Insane Clown Posse when they're doing this or that. Let's try to make some videos with them. Let's put them on a show and everything. So I think, I mean, nowadays, that's what you have to do. If nobody's, you just have to go out and film it yourself. And you got enough friends that you could have a nice guest on this pilot or whatever. Just try to get Ozzy to do it.
I just got to find, well, I got to find I wouldn't want Ozzy as the first guest because it'd be too nerve-wracking with getting the format to it down and the cadence of it and the positioning that I wouldn't want to interview my idol. Like Mike Tyson is a guy I'd love to interview on it because I love Mike.
You still get nervous around Ozzy?
It's weird. Like, it's nervous, even though when I told you, so he was very nice when I saw him.
He kissed you on your head.
Yeah. But it's a nervousness because when you're a fan for that long.
You just don't want to look like an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, even though we know each other and I've become friendly, like Dice became a good friend of mine. And I wasn't nervous around Dice anymore. But I spent a lot of time with Dice.
And that is kind of a thing. When you're a fan of somebody, the risk, and you're doing what you do in front of them, you don't want to risk them not liking what you do.
Well, with Dice, it was like we worked together, and I knew that he respected me as a performer. Like, and when somebody respects you as a comedian to comedian, it makes you more comfortable around them because, you know, like that most important part of my personality, I know that he likes and he accepts. He thinks I'm funny. Right. Like Ozzy I've never done a gig with Ozzy. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I wouldn't say I'm really nervous around him, but I'm not as relaxed as I am with you or Oprah Ann.
What are you thinking of about the Gathering?
I hope it goes good, man. I think it'll be okay because, you know, the two guys are very cool, and
I think it'll go well.
I hope. Our episode aired last night, so let's hope it...
Well, none of the people at the Gathering will see it.
Well, they might not all be at the Gathering yet. I mean, it's only Wednesday. It started this morning, or yesterday morning.
Yeah.
So every one of them might not get there Wednesday night. A lot of them might get there Thursday or Friday.
And it's crazy where it is, because like just to fly in... What's it? It's like 2 hours from the airport to the hotel, and then an hour from the hotel to the venue.
Yeah. So we're flying into Nashville, and then me and Kenny will go to the hotel and just relax.
Yeah.
And 2 hours outside of Nashville.
So are you going to try to familiarize yourself with the audience? Like, are you going to sit there and...
Nah, I don't give a fuck, man. Not to be a dick, but it's like, you know, I do my act. And,
yeah. You either like it or you don't like it.
You like it or you don't. And, Kenny's texting me. Okay, I got to go.
All right,
but it'll be good to be down there. And not that I don't give a fuck, but what am I going to do? I can't change who I am on stage. I might play a little bit with them or walk around for a couple hours first and see what's going on there. But I get in and get out for gigs. Like, I don't hang.
And that's the way you do it, too. You're not saying you don't give a fuck about the audience. You're saying, I'm an artist, this is what I do. And
yeah, because
blah,
if you
blah,
start
blah.
going, I want to do what they want me to do or incorporate all of them into my...
Right, then you're just a shell.
You're
like
a shell, and you can't do it. You can maintain that for 5 minutes, but you can't do a good 45-minute set, though.
Yeah.
All right, well, hopefully my plane won't crash. I don't want to be killed going to this gig or coming back from it.
Superstitions.
I have to go to L.A. next week. I'm doing a bunch of podcasts to promote. So I'm
going to be out in L.A. next week, too.
Oh, yeah, when are you going?
Tuesday.
I'll be gone.
Tuesday. I'm going out to L.A. next week. I'll be there Tuesday. I'll be gone by Tuesday.
You know, I'm going out Sunday, and I leave Wednesday night after Chelsea lately. I fly home.
Maybe I'll see you there on Wednesday.
All right, why not Tuesday?
Or Tuesday. Well, I land on Tuesday. I don't know.
What time do you land? What are you, 11:59 p.m.? The fuck?
All right, I'll see you on Tuesday and Wednesday then.
And Thursday.
And Thursday. All right, well, enjoy your flight.
If I'm not killed, as long as the plane doesn't crash.
I don't think it will, and you know why? Because generally when somebody says, I hope I don't die in a plane crash, they don't.
Until they do.
Yeah, you'd be the first. You're going to break the chain.
Yeah. Ironically...
We'll play this audio.
Comedian jokes his way into death.
You think that's what the headline would be?
Yeah.
It's very tasteless.
It wouldn't be a headline. It would just be a fucking, page 18.
A note.
Yeah. All right. Where's Jackie? I got to say goodbye to Jackie.
Jackie!
She's coming.
All right.
Come in here. You're going to miss Jackie's last day. I'm sure there'll be
I miss Sydney's too. That sucked.
I'm sure there'll be a grand celebration for it.
I hope so.
As there was with Sydney's.
All right, I will see you.
There's Jackie.
See you. Ow.
I'll see you later.
Bye.